Nobody inside NASCAR was prepared for this. Just days ago, Kyle Busch was still racing, still battling every single weekend, still preparing for one of the biggest events of the season, the Coca-Cola 600. And now, NASCAR has confirmed that Kyle Busch has died at the age of 41. What makes this even more shocking is how fast everything happened. At first, fans only heard that Kyle had been hospitalized with a severe illness and would miss Charlotte. But only hours later, the entire NASCAR world was hit with devastating news. Nobody expected to hear this soon. Now fans everywhere are asking the same emotional question. What really happened to Kyle Busch? And why does this tragedy feel so unreal for the entire sport? So today, we're breaking down everything that's been confirmed, the emotional reactions pouring in from across NASCAR, and the incredible legacy Kyle Busch leaves behind. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this may be one of the most heartbreaking moments NASCAR has experienced in years. So make sure you stay all the way until the end of the video. The news exploded across the racing world almost instantly. The Busch family first announced that Kyle Busch had been hospitalized with a sudden severe illness, forcing him to step away from Coca-Cola 600 weekend activities. At first, many fans thought this was simply another medical situation where he would eventually recover and return to racing. Because honestly, Kyle Busch always felt almost unstoppable. No matter how much pressure surrounded him, no matter how many rivals he had, no matter how chaotic NASCAR became, Kyle always showed up ready to fight. That's why the announcement of his hospitalization immediately worried fans. But nobody expected what came next. Only hours later, NASCAR officially confirmed that Kyle Busch had passed away at 41 years old. And the moment that statement dropped, social media completely exploded. Fans, drivers, teams, reporters, former champions, everyone was in total shock. Because this didn't feel like losing a retired legend from decades ago. This was still one of the biggest active stars in the sport. Kyle Busch was still racing every week, still competing, still creating headlines, still involved in rivalries, still chasing wins. That's what makes this tragedy feel so different. It feels unfinished. And right now, one of the biggest discussions online involves the mystery surrounding his illness. As of now, no official medical cause of death has been publicly released. And because of that, fans have started revisiting older moments, including the time Kyle reportedly requested medical attention after Watkins Glen. But it's extremely important to say this clearly. At this moment, there is no confirmed connection between those previous moments and what happened here. Everything beyond the confirmed hospitalization remains speculation. And during a tragedy like this, the Busch family absolutely deserves privacy and respect. Unfortunately, whenever a massive public figure suddenly passes away, the internet immediately starts creating theories. But right now, the only confirmed facts are that Kyle Busch was hospitalized with a severe illness, and NASCAR later confirmed his death. That alone is already heartbreaking enough. And honestly, the emotional reaction from NASCAR fans has been overwhelming. Because whether people loved Kyle Busch or absolutely hated racing against him, almost everybody respected him. Kyle Busch was one of those rare drivers who could completely change the energy of an entire race weekend. If he was on the track, people paid attention. And for over 2 decades, he became one of the most intense personalities NASCAR had ever seen. Aggressive, fearless, emotional, sometimes controversial, but never boring. Kyle Busch built a career around pure intensity. When he won, he celebrated hard. When he lost, everybody knew he was angry. When rivals challenged him, he pushed back immediately. That emotion became part of his identity. Some fans cheered for him every single weekend. Others loved rooting against him. But either way, everybody watched. And statistically, his career was unbelievable. Kyle Busch became a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion and collected an incredible 234 wins across NASCAR's National Series. That number alone places him among the greatest drivers NASCAR has ever seen. Week after week, year after year, Kyle constantly proved he could win in almost any situation. Short tracks, road courses, superspeedways, intermediate tracks. It didn't matter. If Kyle Busch had speed underneath him, he was dangerous. And what's making this even more emotional is that many fans grew up watching him. For younger NASCAR audiences, Kyle Busch wasn't just a star from history books. He was NASCAR. People watched his rivalries, his fights, his emotional interviews, his championship runs, his dramatic moments with fans and drivers. He became part of an entire generation of NASCAR memories. That's why so many fans are struggling to process this news right now. And beyond racing, many people are also remembering the personal side of Kyle Busch that casual fans sometimes didn't fully see. Outside the track, Kyle was also a husband and father who deeply cared about his family. Alongside his wife, Samantha Busch, he became widely known for supporting IF awareness through their Bundle of Joy Fund. That cause helped many families dealing with infertility struggles, and it became something incredibly important to both Kyle and Samantha over the years. So while people are remembering the championships and victories, others are remembering the person behind the helmet. And honestly, one of the saddest parts about this entire situation is thinking about how suddenly everything changed. Just days ago, NASCAR fans were still debating Kyle Busch's chances for upcoming races. People were talking about storylines, predictions, playoff battles, driver drama. Nobody imagined they were about to witness one of the darkest moments the sport has seen in recent memory. And now, the entire NASCAR garage feels different. Because whether drivers admitted it publicly or not, Kyle Busch pushed everybody around him. He forced competition. He forced intensity. He forced attention. When Kyle Busch entered a race, you knew something interesting could happen. That kind of presence is extremely rare in sports. And losing someone like that creates a massive emotional hole inside the entire NASCAR world. Right now, tributes continue pouring in everywhere. Fans are posting old race clips. Drivers are sharing memories. Teams are honoring his legacy. And longtime NASCAR supporters are reflecting on just how much Kyle Busch shaped modern NASCAR. Because love him or hate him, there will never be another Kyle Busch. And honestly, that's probably why this tragedy hurts so much. It doesn't just feel like NASCAR lost a champion, it feels like NASCAR lost part of its identity. And as more details eventually become public, fans will continue searching for answers. But for now, the biggest thing the racing world can do is simply remember the impact Kyle Busch had on millions of fans across his incredible career. A driver who brought emotion, intensity, passion, drama, and unforgettable moments every single weekend. Rest in peace to Kyle Busch, and prayers to Samantha Busch, their children, friends, team members, and everyone affected by this heartbreaking loss. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to NASCAR Nation News because we're pushing hard toward 1,000 subscribers, and your support truly means everything. Also comment below, what is your favorite Kyle Busch memory of all time? And as always, thanks for watching.